Well, good morning. Welcome to First Parish Unitarian Universalist here in Medfield. We're so pleased that you're all here with us this morning, and welcome to all of you who are streaming in from home as well. This congregation first gathered in 1651, and this historic meeting house where we worship this morning was built in 1789 on the unceded ancestral lands of the Wampanoag. Welcome to this place. Here we search for truth and understanding. Here we celebrate life and we contemplate its mysteries. Here we share healing and wholeness. So whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, we welcome you to this congregation.
Good morning. This reading is called Thirsty by Gregory Pelly. And so we gather from the ebb and flow of our lives, thirsty for connection to ourselves, thirsty for connection to others, thirsty for connection to the larger life. As we light this chalice, may all who gather here be filled with joy and hope, filled with compassion and love. Here we may be filled so that we may pour ourselves out into the world.
Let there be joy in our coming together this morning. Let there be truth heard in all of the words that are spoken. Let the songs that we sing fill our hearts with joy. Let there be help and healing for our disharmony and despair. Let there be silence for the voice within us and beyond us. Let there be joy in our coming together. Come, let us worship together. Please rise in body or in spirit for our opening hymn, Gather the Spirit, number 347 in your gray hymnal.
With this
seated. Well, now I invite forward Shirley Riga to lead us in our candles of joy and sorrow.
Yes, good morning. My name is Shirley. I'm a member of the pastoral care team, and this is our time in our service where anyone who wants to come up and tell us your name and share a joy, sorrow, or concern.
And for all of those we've lost recently or long ago, I'll now light our candle of remembrance. Please join me now in a time of prayer and meditation. Spirit of life, Spirit of love, let us turn inward now. Let us feel the rhythm of our breath, in and out, in and out. Find the peace of just being with the flow of your breath. Letting go of yesterday, letting go of tomorrow. Feel the restorative power of the peace of this moment. Peace large enough to open to the concerns and the sorrows that trouble us. Stillness, quiet enough to respond to the joys and the celebrations that enliven us. There is safety here in the rhythm of our breath. The ebb and flow of life is enacted with each one. Taking in oxygen sustenance, letting go of carbon dioxide waste, taking in the fullness of experience. Letting go of the residue that wants to cling to us. Cultivate inner peace and inner safety here in the sanctuary. Dedicated to cultivating the spirit of life. Dedicated to being a beacon of love for all beings. Let's hold all of this in our hearts as we enter into a time of silent meditation. All right, well, now I would invite forward Tobin and Noble Castle for our dramatic reading. So maybe you stand over here. Well, this morning's reflections are based on a sacred text that may have great meaning for many of you. I've asked two of our best textual critics to help me with our interpretation this morning, Tobin and Noble Castle. The text was written by that most well-known theologian, Dr. Seuss. He called it Green Eggs and Ham.
That Sam I am, that Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am.
Now here is an example of prejudging someone just because they look different.
Do you like green eggs and ham?
And all he wants is to nourish this new friend.
I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
You know, I wonder, and I'm sure you're all wondering too, whether our friend has ever actually even tried green eggs and ham.
Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house?
Creating sacred space.
Would you like them with a mouse?
And here he is offering companionship for the adventure.
I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse.
Perhaps a fear of the other, of the stranger.
I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like them. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you eat them in a box?
Perhaps a smaller, more intimate, less overwhelming sacred space.
Would you eat them with a fox?
Or a larger, more human-sized companion.
Not in a box, not with a fox. Not in a house, not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I would not eat them, Sam I am. Would you, could you, in a car?
A metaphor for the journey that we are all on.
Eat them, here they are! I would not, could not, in a car. I would not, could not, near a far. You may like them, you will see.
You know, what a gentle person this is. Easy, encouraging, cheerful in spite of all of the negative reaction that they're getting. One might say a spiritual person.
You may like them in a tree. I would not, could not, in a tree. Not in a car, you let me be.
Well, we've all been there, haven't we? Even the gentlest of companions can sometimes become a bit irritating. Yet even in his frustration, he remains poetic in his response as he becomes much more entrenched in his refusal to try.
I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Say, in the dark, here in the dark, would you, could you, in the dark?
The safety of trying something new in the dark, where no one can see us, no one can judge us, or make faces at us.
I would not, could not, in the dark. I would not, could not, not in a tree. I do not like them, Sam, you see.
Now this sounds like a perfectly reasonable response, but is it truthful? I can't help but wonder.
Not in a house, not in a box, not with a mouse, not with a fox. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. You do not like green eggs and ham?
Aha, a defining moment. Sam I am has heard his friend. He has been heard. Sam is practicing what we call reflective listening. So exciting and not a moment too soon, I'd say.
I do not like them, Sam I am.
Would you? Could you? With a goat?
Now this question surprised me. It seemed that they had begun to connect, to bond, to walk in each other's shoes. And then, and this is not unusual even in Unitarian Universalist circles, he had to revert to the original argument. Either he felt he could not possibly be wrong, or he thought that a more domesticated animal might make a difference.
I would not, could not with a goat.
Would you? Could you? On a boat?
A return to the journey metaphor. This one over water, a truly spiritual image.
I would not, could not on a boat. I will not with a goat. Not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car, you let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I will not eat them with a house. I will not eat them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am.
You do not like them, so you say.
Well, once again, it appears that Sam I am has heard what his friend is saying. Will he hang in there?
Try them, and you may. Try them, and you may, I say.
Sam, if you will let me be, I will try them. You will see.
See, look what's happened. A change of heart. Or is he just plain worn down? But the courage, the grace.
Say, I like green eggs and ham.
Revelation.
I do. I like them, Sam I am. And I would eat them on a boat, and I will eat them with a goat. I will eat them in a tree. They are so good, you see.
And as so often happens when we are willing to take a little risk, we have a new evangelist.
So I will eat them in a box, and I will eat them with a fox. And I will eat them in a house, I will eat them with a mouse. And I will eat them here or there. Say, I will eat them anywhere.
Have you ever noticed that when you try something new and it works for you, you can surprise yourself?
I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam I am.
And so our story ends with gratitude, because someone gently persisted, and someone else had the courage to step out of their comfort zone, and a new delight was discovered. The end. Weren't they great? Well, friends, on this day, on the day after April Fool's Day, it's good for us to laugh and to have a little bit of fun. And as always, it's good for us to ponder life's little quirks. This story, Green Eggs and Ham, it's so simple, so much fun for children, and of course, all of the adults who read it to them. It raises important questions about the relationship between beliefs and experience. Beliefs and experience. It raises the question of the role that experience plays in the formation of our beliefs. This is the philosophical area known as the theory of knowledge, or epistemology. Although the book, which is after all a children's book, raises the issue in reference to trying new foods, the idea can be applied to just about anything else. Of course, we don't always have to have an experience of a thing to form a belief. I can read about slavery and know by my own reasoning that I wouldn't want to be a slave. I wouldn't have to experience it before I formed that opinion. But in the story, the guy refuses the eggs and ham because he doesn't like the person who's offering it to him. Reason can't help us decide if we like a food we've never tried, nor, and I think this is really important, can we justify forming an opinion about other people until we have experienced them, talked with them, broken bread with them, walked that proverbial mile in their shoes. Forming a belief before we have had all the information needed to form a reasoned belief It's kind of built into the human condition. In the state of nature in which we evolved, we had to come to snap judgments about things in order to survive. The unfamiliar was considered threatening until it was proven not to be threatening. Well, as civilization unfolded, people tended to hang out with people much like themselves. Only fairly recently has it become imperative that we learn to understand people who are very different from ourselves. Otherwise, we would have worldwide chaos. Here in our church, here in this congregation, we trust that people are enough like us not to present a threat to us. This helps us form connections and become bonded to one another. But we run the risk of being a closed system that won't let in people who look or act differently. Like our friend, when he first notices Sam I am, we form an opinion. That's Sam I am, that's Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Here, experience was necessary in forming belief. Our guy had to taste the food in order to establish his belief. What a great thing he was able to admit that he had been wrong and to thank Sam I am for encouraging him to try something new, something that will no doubt enrich his life or at least expand his tastes. And what a great role model Sam I am is for all of us. For those of us who give up too easily sometimes when trying to persuade a friend that they would like to visit our congregation. If only they would try us. Gentle, kind, loving persistence is what it takes. So many things receive a no from us when if only we said yes, we would learn and grow. Now, can we spare a weeknight evening for a church committee meeting? Can we donate some time after church to help beautify our beautiful campus? Can we invite our friends to join us here on a Sunday? Can we dig deeper to strengthen the financial position of this congregation? But more important, can we say yes to others when we are tempted to say no? Can we open our hearts when fear would have us close them? Can we metaphorically approach life with the attitude summarized in those immortal words, I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam I am. Amen. Well, now I'd invite forward Mary Corthell, one of the co-chairs of our annual fund drive committee, for a moment with the congregation.
Good morning, First Parish. Good morning. Let's do it again. Good morning, First Parish. Yes! We have come to the end of our annual fund drive, meaning that the day has come, but it still will go on after today. So here we are, and this morning I had the pleasure, while putting up some fish, to meet some people, well, I know them well, who wanted to say who their fish is on this board. So I'd like to introduce you to Noble and Hattie, and I'd like to introduce you to Scarlett and to Rich Mastronati. So if you haven't had a chance to come up and identify your fish, please do. So this morning, as I was getting ready to close out our annual fund drive, and I'm doing this on behalf of Marshall Sugarman, who is on vacation with his wife, well-deserved after 2+ years of COVID, Fritz Fleischman, Duncan Glover, George Lester, and Don Rolfe. So I was watching this video as I sipped my coffee this morning about the coral reef and all the fish that are there. And I was in awe of what I watched. The colors, the sand at the bottom, the rocks, and all the different fish, just like here. And I immediately thought, that's just like us. We're all precious and part of this congregation. We all bring our colors and our strengths. We bring our sadness and our joys. And we're all exploring the vastness of the ocean that we call life. And so here we are, as Noble and Tobin and Rev Dave showed us, it's all about experience and caring for each other. And I have the pleasure of saying, are closing out, although not everybody has had a chance to pledge yet, but we are at $128,486 pledges in dollars. So let's give a round of applause to ourselves. You know, even though fish don't have to pledge, because that's not in their worldview, we do, and honestly, we couldn't do it without you, and we are so grateful for what everyone has put forth in the past 2 weeks, and I'm sure you're glad we won't be pestering you anymore. But it's our spiritual garden, and when I think of how old this building is, and the ancestors who sat here before us, and we're here now, and our turn to hold the baton and take care of our community. So from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you. If you haven't had a chance, please contact your pledge drive leader or me or Marshall, and we will continue to accept pledges. And honestly, as I look out today and see all the different colors, I'm specifically called to call out Eve Potts, our modern elder here, and all the children in terms of what you bring. And we just are so rich, as are all these fish with all the colors they have, for what we each bring to this community. So thank you so, so much.
Thank you. And now I'd invite forward George Lester to introduce the offering.
Okay, thanks. Well, Mary is always a hard act to follow in her inspiration and so on. So I just, all I would do is add a few words of thank you to the congregation. Thank you for all the support. And, thank you on behalf of our committee and the community to everyone who has pledged. It means so much that we have such a great community of support and love together here. And then I would also say thank you on my behalf and Blanche's behalf for what First Parish has meant to us over the years. I really enjoyed the reflections a few weeks ago, and from everybody of their history and involvement and why they love coming to being part of First Parish. And our story is we're sort of in between Gabby Harrison's generation and the more recent generation in terms of coming through and our kids going through RE, and it's just always been wonderful. Me personally, I grew up in Westwood, and as a growing up, had explorations as a Methodist and congregational and even Christian Science. I was very curious and inquisitive, and so when we moved to Medfield, I kind of knew we wanted to be part of a church community, and then we truly found a home here. I mean, it was after 9/11 when we really, that kind of, as such a scary time, we needed a community of support and love, and we found it here as a safe space for our kids to, Ben and Jake, to explore religious faiths, and it was a safe space and a community of love for us. So thank you, and thank you to everyone for providing that, and thank you, Rev Dave, for being helping us move forward to the next level, and thank you again for the support. So now I guess we are asking for the offering. Although, do I go and take the things? Oh, sorry.
Please rise in body or in spirit for our closing hymn, We'll Build a Land, number 121 in your gray hymnal. As we prepare to leave this hallowed place, may our feet remember its feel, so that wherever we walk, we know ourselves to be on hallowed ground. May we know that we are kin with every soul, every star, every stone, and every leaf of grass. And may our words be gentle and our touch be kind. Go in peace. I'll now extinguish our chalice, but may its light and warmth stay in our hearts until we meet again. Here ends our worship. Let our service begin.